the new Tesla Autopilot got incredibly safer. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, Tech Luxe Zone. Tesla has enabled the in-car camera in its Model 3 and Model Y vehicles to monitor drivers when its Autopilot advanced driver assistance system is being used. This increases the safety of Tesla's Autopilot mode. In this video, we'll talk about the improved safety of Tesla's Autopilot. Have a look! If you like our video, don't forget to like and share it with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. In a software update, Tesla indicated the cabin camera above the rear-view mirror can now detect and alert driver inattentiveness while Autopilot is engaged. Notably, Tesla has a closed-loop system for the car, meaning imagery captured by the camera does not leave the car. The system cannot save or transit information unless data sharing is enabled, according to Tesla. The firmware update was cited by a number of Tesla owners, industry watchers, and bloggers who are active on Twitter. Tesla has faced criticism for not activating a driver monitoring system within the vehicle, even as evidence mounted that owners were misusing the system. Owners have posted dozens of videos on YouTube and TikTok abusing the Autopilot system, some of whom have filmed themselves sitting in the back seat as the vehicle drives along a highway. Several fatal crashes involving Tesla vehicles that had Autopilot engaged has put more pressure on the company to act. Until now, Tesla has not used the camera installed in its vehicles and instead relied on sensors in the steering wheel that measured torque, a method that is supposed to require the driver to keep their hands on the wheel. Drivers have documented and shared on social media how to trick the sensors into thinking a human is holding the wheel. Consumer Reports have been calling for camera-based driver monitoring systems for automated systems like Tesla's Autopilot for years. Jake Fisher, Senior Director of Auto Testing at CR, told TechCrunch, Tesla's current system of sensing torque on the wheel cannot tell if the driver is looking at the road. If the new system proves effective, it could help prevent distraction and be a major improvement for safety, potentially saving lives. We hope that other cars are updated soon, and we are looking forward to evaluating them. Tesla didn't share details about the driver monitoring system. For instance, is it tracking eye gaze or head position? Or whether it will be used to allow hands-free driving. GM's Super Cruise and Ford's Blue Cruise advanced driver assistance systems allow for hands-free driving on certain divided highways. Their systems use a combination of map data, high-precision GPS, cameras, and radar sensors, as well as a driver attention system that monitors the person behind the wheel to ensure drivers are paying attention. Tesla vehicles come standard with a driver assistance system branded as Autopilot. For an additional $10,000, owners can buy full self-driving, or FSD, a feature that CEO Elon Musk promises will one day deliver full autonomous driving capabilities. FSD, which has steadily increased in price and capability, has been available as an option for years. However, Tesla vehicles are not self-driving. FSD includes the parking feature Summon as well as Navigate on Autopilot, an active guidance system that navigates a car from a highway on-ramp to off-ramp, including interchanges and making lane changes. Once drivers enter a destination into the navigation system, they can enable Navigate on Autopilot for that trip. The move comes just a week after Tesla tweeted that its Model Y and Model 3 vehicles bound for North American customers are being built without radar, fulfilling a desire by Musk to only use cameras combined with machine learning to support Autopilot and other safety features. Automakers typically use a combination of radar and cameras, and even LiDAR, to provide the sensing required to deliver advanced driver assistance system features like adaptive cruise control, which matches the speed of the car to surrounding traffic, as well as lane keeping and automatic lane changes. Musk has touted the potential of its branded Tesla Vision system, which only uses cameras and so-called neural net processing to detect and understand what is happening in the environment surrounding the vehicle and then respond appropriately. The decision to pull radar out of the vehicles has caused some blowback for the company. Consumer Reports no longer lists the Model 3 as a top pick, and the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says it plans to remove the Model 3's Top Safety Pick Plus designation. The National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration has said that the Model 3 and Model Y vehicles built on or after April 27, 2021, will no longer receive the agency's checkmark for automatic emergency braking, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, and dynamic brake support. Tesla says Autopilot is 10 times safer. Tesla has released its latest quarterly data that it says shows that driving with Autopilot engaged is nearly 10 times safer than average cars and carries almost 90% lower risk of being involved in a car accident. The data shows that when driving without Autopilot, Tesla's active safety features are responsible for reducing accident risk fivefold compared to the national average. Driving without either, accidents in Tesla cars occur about half as often as the national average. The new results were published as reports emerged of an accident involving the death of two men in Houston, Texas, who were in a 2019 Tesla Model S. The reports say that police believe there was nobody behind the driving wheel at the time, and the occupants, reportedly aged 59 and 69, were in the front passenger and rear passenger seat. Police are still investigating the crash, in which the car allegedly drove into a tree and burst into flames. But it is sure to bring increased scrutiny to the EV maker, which is prepared to add a download button for its full self-driving beta software, and which has been criticized for its decision to include untrained Tesla drivers in the testing of the software. In using its Autopilot and full self-driving features, Tesla makes clear that neither are intended to be used without a driver. FSD may be rolled out as a driverless feature once Tesla determines it's safe enough to do so, and once regulations allow. In the first quarter, we registered one accident for every 4.19 million miles driven in which drivers had Autopilot engaged. For those driving without Autopilot, but with our active safety features, we registered one accident for every 2.05 million miles driven, the EV maker wrote in a post published via its website. For those driving without Autopilot and without our active safety features, we registered one accident for every 978,000 miles driven. By comparison, NHTSA's most recent data shows that in the United States there is an automobile crash every 484,000 miles. The National Safety Council, NSC, estimated that there were 40,100 deaths as a result of car accidents in 2007, a 1% drop from the preceding year. Only 3 of these happened in cars on Autopilot. Of course, one has to compare apples to apples, and the problem with Tesla cars is they're still covered too few miles to reach a conclusive decision. Talking about the total number of crashes, according to the NHTSA study from 2016, Tesla cars with the Autopilot function installed were involved in 0.8 crashes per million miles, compared with 1.3 crashes per million miles in cars that didn't have Autopilot. That would be a 40% reduction in crashes. The study is being disputed, however, and the IIHS advanced a more modest 13% reduction in crashes that deployed airbags after the Autopilot was installed. But when it comes to deaths, Tesla commented that it registered one fatality for every 320 million miles driven, compared with one every 86 million miles driven for all vehicles of all manufacturers. Normal cars would kill at least 3 times more people than Tesla cars, Autopilot included, the company concludes. Tesla drivers being confused with the term Autopilot. Many Tesla drivers sometimes use the Autopilot in areas where they shouldn't, in ways that could get them killed. Tesla specifies clearly what its Autopilot is and isn't capable of doing, but the fact remains that the name Autopilot is still confusing, especially for Americans. Europeans don't seem to have the same problem. Almost all fatal crashes involving Teslas with the Autopilot engaged happen because drivers shouldn't have let the car drive by itself in the first place. Let's face it, Tesla's self-driving capabilities are still far away from 100% autonomous driving. Dropping the auto in the Autopilot would help, presumably. If you like our video, don't forget to like and share it with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.